Dear friend, thank you for your continued support for my channel. Let's continue with Interchange 3. We have Unit 4. We have past continue versus past simple. We know past continue, it means anything continuing for a period of time in the past. Past simple, anything happened maybe for one time, and then in the past will be for now. Then we have subject, be verb. We have was were. Then be verb, a verb with ing, sometimes we call them gerund. Then we have object. The good thing about be verb, the verb comes after the be verb, should be in two positions or two forms, either ing or could be in the past participle. If ing form, there's going to be past continue. If in the past participle, will be passive. Let's continue. A continuous action for some period in the past. For example, you could say, yesterday between 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock, I was watching TV. For example, Sam was driving the car yesterday between 7 and 9 p.m. It means only that time between 7 to 9, the action was continued. It means before 7, there was no action. After 9, there was no action. Only between 7 to 9, the action was continued. Then we say, here, Sam is the subject. Then we have was, is the be verb. It's in the past. Then the verbs comes after be verb. So be verbs. Then will be ing form or past participle. Here we have ing form. It means continue in the some period of the time in the past. Okay, let's go to the past simple. We have subject, verb in the past, because we have two kinds of verbs. We have irregular verb, we have regular verb. Irregular, you have to memorize it. The regular verb, then you have to add ed. And then there is one trick. If, for example, we don't know if the verb is irregular or regular, then we just add did before, then will be sentences in the past. Then we have object. An action, we call this one, an action took place in the past. Could be for one time. In the past, even before 1 second, we call them in the past. Sam drove the car yesterday. When did he drove? He drove it yesterday, maybe for one time. Then we have subject, be verb, was the word, verb with ing, call them gerund. Then we have object. Then we have a connected adverbial connecting the two clauses. Then we say when. Subject, verb in the past. Then we have the object. Okay? We say this. Sam was studying math. That's the first clauses. There was action studying math. Maybe let's say between 1 and 2 p.m. Then we say when his cousin called him. Then we have when. If you look at the sentences, first sentences, or it says it's better you say the first clause, then the second clause, his cousin called him. This action was continuing for a period of time between 1 and 2. It means his cousin called him between this cutting, this processing of this action. Then we use when. There are another kind of when. Let's continue to do this because the book says only one. Then we continue. Then we're going to touch on the other kind of when. It depends on the condition. Then we have while. While, subject, verb, or be verb, was a word, then verb with ing form, object. The second one, subject, verb in the past. Then we have the object. Okay. While Sarah was driving the blue car. Okay. She saw an accident. Then here one action was continuing. Sarah was driving the blue car. Maybe we don't know for how long, but she saw an accident one time. It means we have two action happen. This is continue. This is only one entrapped in this continuation. With the when will be opposite. There is one action is continuing for a period of time, then one action stop the time of the continuation with this action when we use when. But there are some other kind of while that we're gonna do it in the end of the lesson. Then we have as, then subject, be verb, verb ing form, object, subject, verb in the past. Then we say as Sardar was taking the final exam. This is action continuing. Then we say the school principal called him to his office. This is action we start only once. Then other kind, if remember we said with when, could be when Sam was studying, action continuing. Then another action, his brother was playing video game. It means both action continuing in the same time. Maybe one action is longer, but both of them are continuing. Sam was driving, his brother was playing games. Or could be when Sardar was having his breakfast, one action was continuing, the phone rang twice. Look here. Then we have two action. It means here, let me make it short. With when doesn't mean the first sentence or the first clause should be in the past and then the second one in the past continue. But it depends on the condition. Could be with the when, the first clause could be in the simple as we take it here, because this is simple, and then the other action was continue. Or could be opposite, both of them are continuing, or maybe the one action close to the when is continuing, then the action is happened once. Same thing with while. While Sardar was walking home, you see here, his brother was riding his bicycle. It means two action continuing, but definitely one of them is longer because this is longer but continuing. The other one is also continuing in the same time. Thank you very much for watching. The next lesson will be about past perfect versus past simple.